Do the wheeled wonders try to escape reality and live in some kind of fantasy world? What's up, blind viewers? How is everybody doing today? That's right. I know. Probably going to piss somebody off, but hey, I just want to know. I want to talk about this. Now, let's just start right off the bat, okay? Here's the deal. Do the wheeled wonders live in a fantasy land? Is it like trying to escape reality? Now, I often hear the nomads say they don't watch the news. They don't want to know what's going on. They just want to just forget about it all and go ahead and live their little life in their RV, traveling around and just ignoring everything. They say it's depressing and frustrating. They already try to sell that fantasy of the free, cheap, and easy life. I don't know who they're trying to convince more, us or themselves. Now, before you get all bent, no, I'm not talking about everyone. I do watch a lot of the wheeled wonders, so I hear lots and lots of different opinions and views on this whole topic and subject. Some do let us know that things are rough and life isn't easy anywhere, no matter where you are, but I do hear lots say, I don't pay attention to that. I don't want to talk about that. And they just ignore it all and pretend it isn't happening. Now, I can see that the allure of hitting the road and escaping everything is a big draw. In the times that we just went through, with the pandemic and everything else, and now all the shit that we're dealing with now, I'm sure we would all like to escape. The reality is that if you ignore it, it will not go away. The fact that you ignore that the world is in chaos, that food is outrageously priced, fuel for your vehicle is ridiculously priced, and the supply chain seems that it will never be returned to normal, will not make it get better or go away. I hear some of the nomads say and get comments that this does not affect me. I hear, we don't pay a mortgage or rent. Increased gas prices, that doesn't affect me. It means nothing to me. Well, I guess if you're parked along the streets in Washington State and not move, it may not affect you. But isn't the purpose of living in a vehicle travel? If not, you can argue all you want. You're just homeless. You're not a nomad. Now, I understand that whatever you are doing is the smart and perfect thing to do. But to try to sell this fictitious utopia, it's just silly. Whether you're in a house, car, van, or RV, you eat. With limited space for food storage, buying in bulk is not an option. And when you buy in bulk, you usually get a better deal. And if you see prices are climbing and climbing and climbing, you can buy a whole bunch at this price now before it gets higher and save yourself some money in the long run. If you're not traveling, rent or not, fuel cost is increasing. It's a lot. It's got to put a strain on the wallet. I even hear some wheeled wonders say that the fuel that they buy is their rent. In other words, they gave up rent or a mortgage for the cost of fuel to be able to travel. So that means your rent just went way the hell up. Then there are the campsite costs. I know. No one stays in those things. I boondock. I don't go to those things. Well, another bullshit statement I hear. If no one stays in them, why are they always full? And why do they even fucking exist? Even the diehard boondockers take a break and get full hookups once in a while. You know, so they can get some creature comforts. Some even have home bases. And this is becoming more and more popular. You know, so they can actually make it a little bit more easy, like they say it is. Because, hey, let's face it, even if you out there boondocking all the time, you got to go somewhere, dump your tanks. You got to go somewhere and get a shower. So I know, I watch these folks, and even, again, the diehards, they always like to go somewhere once in a while so they can plug in, run their air conditioners without worrying about the sun supplying enough solar or running generators. They want to take that shower as long as they want to. They want to have hot water. They want to just relax and have the creature comforts without having to fight and try to do all this Stone Age shit and picking sand out of their crack. I recently did a video about the RV odd couple charging $175 per person for their grand opening weekend. Now, I received a comment about how that was cheap. I was scolded and told I should do some research about campsite prices. This RVer told me the prices they were going to be paying over the next couple stays. $100 a night for just a little slab of concrete with some hookups. Well, personally, I wouldn't pay $100 for one night for a little slab of concrete. If I'm paying $100 a night, I want a bed, I want a shower, I want coffee, I want free breakfast, I want some maid to come in and take care of all my shit when I leave. Yeah, I want a pool. Yeah, not a little slab of concrete. Sorry. But hey, we're talking about fantasy land where $100 a night is okay for a piece of concrete. Anyway, another one of these campsites was about the same, but this one said that there was construction on the pool and some other amenities were closed. Well, see, my response was that when I say campsite prices are rising and that the sites are full, I'm also met with resistance again about that. No, I only pay $20 a night, and there are plenty of sites. So which one is it? One of you fucks are lying. And staying at Walmart's for free is getting more and more difficult. Yes, I hear many nomads complain about this, so don't tell me that's not true, because it is. They're even starting to say that Cracker Barrels are, pardon the pun, cracking down. Okay, what if you break down or just need some simple maintenance? Parts are hard to get and very expensive right now. This is if you can even get into a place to get the work done. Oh, well, I never have a problem. Yeah, I know. I get you want to sell your fantasy. I get you want to convince us and yourself that it really is free, cheap, and easy life. Hell, I even get that you're a creator and you want your channel to be rainbows and sunshine. The fact of the matter is that if we are all struggling, you are too. One would think that fuel prices impact you, the traveler, more than people in houses. The fuel prices and shortages impact the delivery of goods. That impacts everyone. That's right. All of us. You are not immune because you live in a vehicle. You may be able to put on a smile and point the camera away from the madness, but it's still there, just right out of frame. You can fool some people and maybe even yourself into believing that your life is grand and carefree. Most of us know that when the camera goes off, you see that the cost of your food went up 30%. Your fuel bill doubled. You're traveling less. You're boondocking more. You're not going to those campsites. You are hoping for some product to promote your channel so you can get some free shit. You can say that things are exactly the same for you. You can ignore it and sell your bliss. But I know you had to change the way you do things just like everybody else. I even heard Chrome talk about the Canadian government taking control over the YouTube content and all that stuff with the Canadian things, and it's crazy. But as much as he didn't want to talk about it, as much as he didn't want to address it, it's fact. It could potentially take away his livelihood and others that are Canadian content creators. Ignoring it will not make it go away. Again, this is just an example. I'm not talking about Chrome, but this is an example of just one thing that it affects you. And not talking about it, not addressing it, it's not going to make it go away. Now, I get you don't want to talk about gloom and doom on your channel. I also say that if you wield wonders or sharing your life on the road, do so. If you want to share the fantasy of free, cheap, and easy, well, sure, do that. But just know this, they are two different things. Believe it or not, your life is not a fantasy. You still live in the world with rules and world issues. You may camp in the woods, but you cannot escape that this is happening. You can't drive fast enough or far enough to avoid the truth and the reality that things suck. Shit is getting bad, and it does affect you. So, you might want to try looking at what's going on, and not through the lens of a camera, But really, really look. If shortages, high fuel prices, rising crime, and rising food prices don't affect you, make that video. Share your secret. How in the hell do you avoid all this and live carefree? And no, it's not selling everything and moving into a van. And you don't have to agree with me, but this is Blind Views, and yes, that is definitely the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.